thing is flying. I mean, for me, it was fucking flying. Nothing in control. I was probably going 40 knots, but that's better.
You're feeling like a rocket, huh?
And then I remember screaming myself like Kiki. It was like his nickname. Do you see me? Do you see me? And he's like, I see you. And then I'm like, bah! I explode. And
cool. So, hello Enrico, and welcome to the first podcast, which you don't know the name of actually. I decided to name it Talking Oceans.
Oh, good name.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Enrico was the guy who encouraged me to start the podcast after I thought about for a while. He was the one who pushed me over the edge and said I should definitely do it. So that's why here it's the great honor to be the first guest.
I didn't know I will be the first one after I suggested, but okay, as I suggested, I accepted. I believe it's many windsurfers around the world that I would like to hear some story of them, and this is why I actually suggested, because as I said, there is many guys that I would like to hear something
and have some interesting stories, right?
Yeah, and they have some interesting stories, so I think it's a good idea, and with the time it will be cool to listen all this. When we are traveling and when we are all the time on the road, it will be cool to put some podcast on some guy and listen it. So this is why
so basically with this podcast I just want to have like all the interesting people from windsurfing and perhaps later from other. That's why I named it Talking Ocean, so that perhaps later I expand into like surfing or other water sports, or perhaps everyone starts wing foiling. So perhaps we do that. Perhaps we are in 10 years we're wing foilers, we're not windsurfers anymore.
The name is open and it's cool name.
Exactly.
I didn't know, you didn't tell me.
So So just to introduce you to the other guys who might not know you, this is Enrico Marotti, Croatian national, multiple time champion, IFCA world champion, IFCA European champion, and current PWA rank number 9, right?
Yes.
Perfect. That's a lot of accolades, a lot of titles under your name. So you must have been working at this for a while, huh?
Yeah, for sure. The most important is this 9 in PWA for 2019, and I managed to finish like 4th in New Caledonia after 11 eliminations. So I was quite happy about that. And my main goal was always to enter top 10 in PWA and became PWA top rider, but it's still a long way and it will still be challenging with ups, some good sides, some bad side, but I'm ready for it. This is why I like it. On the end, just this racing, and when you're on the course is actually when you live, and everything else is just waiting. As I realize now in this current age, and just you feel alive, and when you're in the race and when you're racing, and everything else you just wait for it and work for it also.
Exactly. So before we go deeper into the racing, let's take it all the way back and how you got into all of this basically. So just tell us about where did you grow up, what did you do, what family you had, and who started this journey of yours?
So it's quite, you can make it really long, but okay, I try to keep it simple. I am from Rijeka. I was born in Rijeka in Croatia. It's city on the sea, and I actually live really, really close to the sea, close to one windsurfing spot. As I was really young, I decided to start sailing. My neighbor was sailing, and he was all the time on the street where we were hanging out. He was speaking about sailing. His name is Marko Šestan. He was speaking all the time about sailing, so I say, okay, I will try this sailing. It must be interesting.
How old were you when you thought of this?
I think like 7, 8, 9, I don't know, young. I don't remember actually, but quite young.
Yeah.
And I went to local club. It's named Yacht Club Opatija. You can see it from, because like the bay, I live like in the bay, and just across the bay you could see from my balcony the sailing club. So I went there and I started doing my first the sailing school, and then slowly we went to first event in lake in Zagreb, and because it's safe.
But you are talking about boat sailing, right?
Yeah, I was in Optimist. In the beginning I was in Optimist, quite heavy for it, but I was in Optimist, and then I was sailing in Optimist for like 6-7 years, and then I moved to Laser for 7. And basically all this time we were sailing on my home spot where majority of people sailing is windsurfers, so I was straight then. I already knew this is something I would really love to try. You know,
So up until 13, you haven't tried windsurfing at all?
No, no, I didn't. So it was like this. I was in this boat, Optimist, like going 4 knots, and it was cool because there was many guys and trainings were amazing. You know, it was full of kids, and I would really love to go in the training because we were just hanging out, and it was amazing
So you
environment.
had a lot of friends
Yeah.
in sailing, yeah?
Yeah, and we still many of them they are still windsurfers. They just passed to windsurfing and they work as a skipper during the summer in Croatia on the boats. But I wanted to say is this, that I was sailing in this Optimist going 3 knots, 4 knots, and then these windsurfers were just flying around me with, I don't know, 28 knots, 30 knots. Some of them, you know, they were going really fast, and I was like, oh, this is something I really like. You know, I want to do this. But there was no opportunity for a long time, you know. And then I went to the laser, and I also spent some time in laser. And I actually remember my first trying and standing on windsurfing board was when I was young. I was still, I think, in Optimist, but it was on island Vis in Croatia. And here one friend had one. She's actually girl. She had windsurfing equipment for beginning, and I tried there a little bit. Her name is Vivica, and yeah. And then after then, I still didn't have opportunity to try it properly. And then when I was in laser, my father came back to windsurfing really a lot because he was windsurfing all his life. But
Okay.
basically, when I was in Optimist and laser, he was doing these endurance races when you bike, you hike, you climb, you kayak, all these races of 5-6 days. He was doing this where you race for 500 kilometers. And he was not much into windsurfing. He was doing it for fun, but not so often. And then he started to do it really. He fell in love again with this sport as he stopped with this one. And then I see opportunity that I can try to push to try it, you know. And then in the beginning, I was. Wait, I need to sneeze.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm scared. Not so good to sneeze at this moment, no. But okay.
Dude, maybe we cut it out, maybe
We
not.
cut it out.
Maybe not.
Okay, and then father started to windsurfing a bit more, and then, you know, I smelled the opportunity to try it. I went with him. I was watching them for days, like sailing every morning. And then I was starting to push, you know, come on, please, let me try. I really want to try it. And in the beginning, they didn't want me to start windsurfing because I was in laser and I was doing this. This was my discipline. This was my sport, and it was hard to fight. Because there I had trainer, I had all the group of people. It was like nice system that was working, and if I go windsurfing, there is no one, you know. And I was, come on, let me try. And on the beginning, they gave me some small board that you cannot stand on it, you know, you cannot stay. They did it on purpose. So they did it on purpose, so I don't like it. So I stay sailing. And then I was fighting with this board for 3 days. I couldn't go, nothing. I couldn't lift up the sail. Everything was sinking. It was so bad. And then after 3 days, when they realized I'm not giving up, they gave me something proper that you can actually start.
Yeah.
And then slowly I was picking up the sails. I was doing the first meters. I was like maybe 14 at that time, 15.
Yeah.
I was still on laser, you know. And
but so your dad was windsurfing like way back in the day,
yeah,
right?
yeah, he's windsurfer basically for a long time. Since the windsurfing started in Croatia, I think he started.
And other like members in your family, wait, you have a
my
brother,
mom
right?
was also
Your
windsurfing.
mom
She
was
was also actually windsurfing with me in the belly in Viga, and she got drifted. You know how it's Viga, there is big current. She got drifted all the way.
Well, she was pregnant with you.
She was pregnant with me.
So you're kind of destined to windsurf and like go on crazy windsurfing adventures before you were born, huh?
Before I even knew. My mom was like a little bit windsurfing, and actually father was. This is why I had opportunity, because he came really back to windsurfing, and I smell I can now try to push and to do it. And in the beginning they want me to stay in laser, but then slowly they, as I told you, after these 3 days of suffering, they gave me the board where I can actually start doing something. And I, like everybody, I was slowly picking up the sail, slowly starting to go. It was really good that I knew sailing from before and the angles and the wind, so it was a bit easier for someone
understanding how the wind and
you understand how the things works, and then you just have to catch the balance and catch everything.
Yeah.
And then I think first summer already I start to do. I remember my first planning like now, I just.
You managed to do it on your first summer.
No, first summer for sure, but I was all the time on the water.
Okay.
I collect many days first.
Yeah.
And as I told you, I live on a windsurfing spot, and it has many days during the years. And if you really want to do it, you can.
Tell me more about your spot. Like, how does it look like? When is it windy?
My spot is windy only in the early morning. So like
Are you
Garda.
talking about like 8 o'clock or?
No, like 5, 6 o'clock. You have to go really early. My place is specific because it's thermal place, but it's not like all thermal places around the world where you have thermic only in summer or spring.
Yeah.
At my place, it's windy all year long, if it's sunny, because it's in the morning and because it works opposite of thermal wind. And actually, when it's winter, it's even stronger.
Yeah.
The only point is when it's winter, it gets a bit colder. So my place has a bit more than 200 days of that same wind per year. So it's quite a lot. And it's wind, as I tell you.
Is it flat or is it choppy?
Flat and super flat and gusty. So basically, my wind at my place starts to building at 7 in the evening. Mm-hmm. Like depends 7, 6, like a bit 1 hour before the sun goes down. Starts to build and it's windy all night.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when the sun goes up, it picks up and it goes for like two more hours after the sunrise. So you have 2 hours after the sunrise, you have like 45 minutes before the sunrise. So basically, if you are on it, you have like 2.5 hours of wind, but you have to really be on it. Usually I said like 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And good point is that is sunrise. It's super early morning. Everybody. It's really good for the system because people are going windsurf before the job. They go windsurfing, they do windsurfing, and then they go work. They go windsurfing, then they take kids, take them to the school.
Yeah. So you were windsurfing before you were going to school?
Yeah, before going to the school or not going for first class or whatever.
Yeah, tell me, how was school for you? How are you doing at school?
School was fun. In the primary school, I was like having like 8 or like 5. You say in Croatia. Then in high school, I went to sport gymnasium. Here I was just passing. I was not the best example. Not all the A's, but for me it was point just to have fun. I was going to the school and just thinking what we will do fun today. And then you come to school and you realize, oh, you have exam today. What exam? And wait.
You didn't come here for no exam.
I came for no exam. So it was fun. The school was fun, and I'm really happy with the school that I went. And if I have to do it again, I go again. I love.
Were your friends from school sailing or windsurfing as well?
No, it was sport class. So I was actually only one sailing, but it was when you're in the sport class, you are with many people that share the same passion about the sport. So my class was super cool, and I really enjoy it. And basically, even like till today, I can look at many of them, and you can find some example in them for something. We were like really nice class and fully supporting each other. It was like 22 of us, not many, 23.
Yeah. And
other classes is like 30, 32, whatever. So we were a small group, and everyone shared a passion for their sport, and we could.
And you yourself, were you doing any other sports besides sailing and windsurfing?
At the beginning, I was playing a little bit of football, but just a little bit, and I realized this is too hot in summer, and I was not such a talent, and I went to sailing close to the water, And then the winter came, and I was like, oh, now it's cold, and I was like, okay, you cannot be all the time hot, cold. So sometimes you have to take it, So I say, okay, I loved sailing because it was also like. In football, it was big numbers of people, of kids, and you could never connect with, like, it was not such a family. Like in sailing, it was fully family, And on the end, in sailing, you really help to each other much more than in football, because in sailing, sometimes even if you're a kid, you are in danger, right? It's 25 knots, you're an optimist, you are sinking, And then you go out, you are dead tired, so other kids are helping you to take boat out. It's much more of a
Community feeling,
it's a community. It's helping each other, and also in sailing, as such a young age, you are starting to make big decisions. You know, if you will go left or right, or you will start on the pin or the boat. It's kind of big decisions. You know, you have to decide also. The storm is coming. I go back or I stay. It's some decisions for a kid that are big. You know, even if we are kid. I just spoke with my friends about this later, you know, but we didn't back then we didn't realize it. We are making big decisions, you know, but then even now in life, when you have some big decision, you just go for it, you know. You don't think much because you are used to not. You just decide, which is good, you know. And in sailing, the community was amazing, and this is what I fell in love. Like I just went there because of company, you know. As I say a few times to my people, like in the Optimist, I didn't have like big results or whatever, you know. I didn't score nothing really important, but on the end, I scored the most important thing, you know. I fell in love with sailing and with sea, and this is the biggest results and the best award I could get from that point, you know. So it was amazing. And then on the end, many like 70% of or 80% of these friends from sailing, they just all switched to windsurfing, and now we have like bunch of windsurfers. We are grow up together, you know. We know each other for a long time. We shared so many times the van to the competition or whatever, and now we are still like sailing together. It's super fun. I love to sail with them, even if they're slow, but
It's still fun.
they are not slow, they're fast.
You put in a Drake fin and then you're same speed, huh?
No, it's fun. They are good, and they love what they do, and I like it. I like to share the sessions with them because it's special. It's like on the end, I sail on many places around the world, and there is many beautiful places, but on the end, when I come to my home spot, it's really my home spot. I really grow up there. It's really all the friends around, you know. At my home spot, when I'm sailing and I see 5 boats on the water, 4 of them I know who they are. You know, so
Nice.
so it's sick. It's sick.
And you know, when people talk about like windsurfing, a lot of people have that usual defining moment when they knew they were hooked on windsurfing. You know, sometimes when you start, you're not sure if you like it or not, and then something like happens, and you're like, yeah, from this moment I know I want to do it.
I'm really
Do you
like,
have it?
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm really the person that is, you know, it's if someone tells you you cannot do it, I'm like, fuck, I do it. And windsurfing, it's some kind this way, you know. Windsurfing tells you in the beginning, no, you can't do this, man, because it tells you it's fucking hard, you know.
You're falling all the time.
Yeah,
right?
you are falling. You cannot make 10 meters. It just tells you, you are idiot, man. What the fuck you're doing? It laughs in your face, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, fuck, man, I wanna do this. I have to do it. It's so hard. And in the end, it's hard, but it awards you, you know. You do big stakes in the beginning, and you kind of appreciate it. I also believe that this is why in windsurfing there is not many assholes, you know. It's not in windsurfing. I don't know for a bad person, you know, because basically it's so fucking hard to learn it that people that are quitters and they just quit before they learn, you know. They just gave up. And in windsurfing, basically the majority of windsurfers, they are really like good persons and like healthy person. I mean healthy like
Strong mind.
strong mind, and they're like they know what they are doing, you know, because they go through it. They go through these hard moments. Because sport as a sport is a filter.
Yeah.
That if you manage, you know that the guy is okay. So this is why I actually got hooked, because sport is fucking hard, and I wanted to do it. And then, you know, you see these awards, you managed to do 10 meters, then you managed to do 20 meters. And I have one friend, Christian Dubrovcic, he was learning me in the beginning, you know. And I remember my first planning, like, I will never forget it. Now it's hard to explain because no one knows my sport, but basically I'm going, and the thing, like, I sailed some Neil Pride Prisma, man. Or pink sail, purple sail, all full of not even duct tape, this brown tape like
the
cellotape.
packaging
Yeah,
tape.
packaging tape, all taped, and some board Mistral with no grip, man, zero grip. So I'm flying with this, the sail is like a balloon. And I start to plane and what? No harness, no foot straps, nothing. I'm like, what in this flying? I mean, for me, it was fucking flying, nothing in control. I was probably going 40 knots, but doesn't matter.
You're feeling like a rocket, huh?
Like, and then I remember screaming myself like Kiki, Kiki. It was like his nickname. Do you see me? Do you see me? And he's like, I see you. And then I'm like, bah! I explode and went through the sail. Went out again, taped everything. Go back
out.
Yeah, go back out. So yeah, it was fun, and this was my first moment when I realized, this is like. It's amazing, and I remember these first moments, like this first planing. I remember first jive in the planing.
Yeah.
First jive in the planing was also like special because you're just doing jives and jives and jives. Like
I didn't stop.
Yeah, I didn't stop again. It was amazing, So yeah, this I remember, and then also when the foiling came back. This is why I also suggested to, if you like, because in windsurfing I really like these beginnings, because now as a pro, man, you go up so slow, you improve so slow.
Like every time 0.01%.
Yeah, every time, like in the beginning the line is like, wow, and then it goes, whoa, and then now it's straight. It's straight and it goes a bit up, so yeah, now I miss these times when I was like improving fast and when you were learning new things. And this foiling, actually, when I start foiling in like, I don't know how many years ago we start foiling, few, I guess it's same, nothing. It's like learning windsurfing again. And this is why I say to people, if you like this process of learning windsurfing, start foiling, man. Start foiling for fun, because you are learning everything so fast, everything is so new, you are so happy, man. This is so special feeling when you are like learning and improving. And also now, as this summer we open windsurfing school, my girlfriend and I, and you have people like, they are happy when they put the foot straps in. And you're like, today you put foot straps, and they're like, together, yeah, you put the foot straps, and then you don't realize how small things can make people happy, I put foot straps 50 times per day, and you don't even think about it. And for someone, this is such a happiness, And then, I love to share it with them. And actually, when you go back to foiling, this is what happens. You start. I did my first planing. I did my first 100 meters. I had a reach without touching. So it's cool.
Yeah. And what equipment were you like starting to plane on? Was it like a Mistral 1 design or what?
No, it was some Mistral board, I don't know.
So you went into fun boarding straight away?
Straight away into fun boarding, because my place is fully slalom. We go seat harness, big sails, we go flying.
So you went, when you started planing and so on, you went into kind of slalom discipline?
Yeah, straight away slalom, because my place is like fully slalom. Only important was speed. And so I basically went in slalom, and I start on Prisma and this Mistral, and then next year my father had the gear for himself, and I was all the time using smaller. So back then Anton was on Nil Pride starboard, so he had Nil Pride starboard, and I had also the same. I was using all the time smaller than him.
Yeah.
And then slowly, somehow I kick him out. I take his gear. I think when I
did the same with my father.
I think when I win the Croatian championship, then he realized that maybe he should help me more, and then he just gave me all his gear. And I was quite lucky to win first Croatian championship, because it was.
But when did you start competing? When was your first competition?
2008 was my first competition.
And how long were you windsurfing for until you did the first competition?
I don't know. 2016 I tried, then 2017 I said a lot, and 2007. 2006 I think I started a little bit, 2007 I said a lot, and 2008 we started to do first competition. But first competition I didn't even know how to do a proper jibe. It was shit. But somehow I managed.
It was like a slalom competition, kind of?
Slalom, fully slalom. In Croatia we have a cup, and it's a good system to go from nothing to, you have to start in Croatia from nothing. You have to come to destroy everybody,
Yeah.
like really destroying them. Then you go out and you are last, and then you start slowly to improve. You know.
Do you have like different classes, or
No.
everyone just does slalom, same course?
We had back then we had formula, we have slalom, but now we have slalom, and it's quite good. You know, we have people are really trying to do their best to keep it up. Before it was a bit more alive because 2009 when I won my first Croatian championship, it was like 55 people on Croatian championship. But you also did some big events, you know that it's big, man. It has many people. But then later we had like 40. Now it's like 35 of us. There is many windsurfers in Croatia, but the ones that are do competition, it's like 35 of them, which is cool. It's good. It's still nice number and it's cool. But yeah, I wanted to say this 2009 when I managed to win was only one elimination. And I was not on the map to win. 2008 I finished like, I don't know, maybe 15 overall, you know, after
and the
all
next
the year
you won.
Next year I
Really?
I already knew because I already knew last two events in 2008 we didn't have because of the wind.
Yeah.
But already I knew already these events that I'm ready. And the one event at home, because home is different. I knew I will be able there to fight. I didn't know what. I thought I will be in front to fight and be see. I knew it because I could see with the guys. I see how I go, you know. And then these two events didn't happen, and I was so ready for them. But I said, okay, I know the next year first event is at my home spot, and I train a lot. I sail a lot at my home spot, and then I was even, when I didn't do good in school, they will lock me in the hangar so I cannot go. But the hangar was the how is it, the warehouse or not hangar we say
the garage.
The garage for the gear was locked with a chain, you know. And then I was cutting the chain, and then because key was inside.
Yeah.
And then I was cutting the chain, opening, going inside, taking the key, opening the lock, and every time and then I would lock it back after the second. But then the chain was getting shorter and shorter, you know.
And who was hiding the key from you?
No, but people in my club, they were helping me, you know. They didn't want to.
But your parents didn't want you
father.
If you were not doing well at school.
But then I will do well quite soon because I wanted to windsurf, you know. But this I didn't like. They can take me everything, phone, PC, I don't care, man. But just when they started taking me windsurfing, I got scared.
So they're basically saying like, if you want to do windsurfing, you have to do okay at school.
Yeah, something like this. so then at that time I was not in the club. I was in the garage from my sailing club that was next to the club. So I was sailing from there, you know. But all these friends from my now club that I'm now and friends from my father, they will never say that I went. This was amazing for me. They knew I cannot go and they will never say, you know.
They were not writing you out.
No, they were not. I couldn't even believe this. I appreciate so much because it caused me so many problems, you know. And they never say, and they were his friends, more his friends than mine, you know. And they didn't want to say. This was quite cool for me, you know. And it was, I was shaking all the time, you know. Every time I see father, did I say it? And don't say. But he was also cool. He helped me a lot, my father. It's just, you know, when you are a kid, you don't do some stuff like they want, and they want all the best for you. They find a way how to push you to listen to them, so it's fair. But then I was speaking about this Croatian championship, and then 2009, first they push hard, people from this club, they push hard to get Croatian championship. It was a problem to get it, but somehow we managed to get it, and I knew I can fight. And then luckily it was one elimination, and I remember with my friend, I was this Marko Šestan that he was also windsurfing with me. And we are on the top of my mall, and the start is at 6:30. And start is at 6:30 because it's windy. It's not like you know. My place is like a clock, and we are standing there at 6:20 or 6. I don't know. It's not important. It's just important that we knew, we watching and we wait what will happen with the sun. So we realize, and we are counting, and I think, fuck man, the sun will not come yet. It will still not pick up because people were taking small board because they were, now it will come the sun, it will pick up. Yeah. But we were locals and we knew even when the sun comes, it needs like few minutes to heat it up, you know. Yeah. And we count, okay, you go big, man. You go big, it's not a mistake. And I know I jumped from the mall when the red flag was up. Because we knew, we wait last moment if they will be postponed or no. Yeah. And so in the last moment, I take the big. Because we counted that it will not pick up in this time. Yeah. So I jump in the water, I go to the starting line with this big board, and I was powered, they were not underpowered, and I managed to win.
Nice.
Yeah. And then after the win, like, I was exploding.
Because then the wind picked up?
Yeah, I come back, and I changed, and at this moment the wind dropped, actually. And we did like one more, we did like qualifications, and then we didn't manage to finish the last final, and I managed to become Croatian championship champion for first time, but it was hard because I was not good to like really win it. It was many people who could fight.
But you use the local knowledge.
Yeah, the local knowledge helped me a lot for sure because at first it's fucking hard because it's morning,
Yeah.
so I was used to it. And I really used the local knowledge at this time, and basically I was thinking, I was not so good to win it back then, but on the end I win it because I knew something they didn't know,
Yeah.
you know, so it was fair.
Was deserved.
Just was hard to accept for them because I was nowhere on the map, man. You couldn't,
Yeah.
no one was expecting it.
The tour and the competitions. Tell me about your best and worst competition that you remember.
Oof, but
Like
let's start in
whichever you
the
like.
sport is many much more like not so good moments as good moments because it's like this, you know. And then only one guy
Depends
can
what you
be-
remember.
Depends what you remember, but on the end it's much more of not so good moments
Yeah.
than good moments. And I know when you ask me, I remember only good ones. You know, so
Yeah.
because it's not like everyone can win and you can always win, so it's hard in sport, but this is how sport is, and I like it that way. You know, you should
Yeah.
work hard, you should work a lot, not expecting much of a reward for your work, and then whatever comes is good. When time comes, you have to fight
Yeah.
for yourself, and don't be a pussy. So I'm not saying you shouldn't fight. You fight like an animal, but you fully focus to save good. But whatever it comes it's okay. You take it. But from what I remember as like really nice. It's this 2009 my first Croatian title. It was so amazing feeling. I remember 2014 when I won European IFCA.
Where was
Amazing.
it? Was it
In
in
Bol.
Bol?
Yeah.
Was it the one
Croatia.
where I was there?
Maybe you were there, yeah. So this one I loved it because it was at home, full of friends. There was few good riders, and I was so happy to win this event. So it was like European IFCA. Then 2008 I won the IFCA Youth. It was also amazing because it was again good riders and good level, and it was many eliminations, and I had huge fights with Maciek and with other guys, but on the end, I think I won it quite. Like I was good at event, let's say like this, and everything went my way. So this was amazing feeling. And when I came home, it was so nice. You know, you feel kind of award for all that you have been done. And people are appreciating because in the end, what they say also, it's my life. I put my life in this thing. And it's nice to see when people are following you. And at my home, I have really luck that many friends are following. It's a big windsurfing sports. They're all happy when you do good. My town is happy for me. I was like 6 times athlete of my town, you know. So it's a big award, and I really appreciate that they're following what I'm doing. And also of the region. Region is a bit bigger than town. I was 2 times sport athlete of the year. So I really. These results, I could really people make notice sailing, notice windsurfing, and start doing it. You know, many kids from my place started windsurfing because somehow they heard for windsurfing, which is really nice. And then also the best moment of the best. Then second, like I'm going with the order, you know. First was this one 2009, then it was 2014. Each one was better and better. Then 2018. This in Denmark IFCA, and then for sure 2019 when I won the final in Denmark. It was such a, you know, it was so many emotions that came in one moment, and it was just it was amazing, and it was amazing because first elimination before I did my worst result of the season.
I know that. I
did my worst. So if you look on my last numbers from my last year result, this heat before was the worst of all the season.
I know that because in the second round we were in a heat together, and I actually I went 4th, and I think you finished 5th. So I actually took you out of the elimination, and I was like so happy because I was like, I took out Enrico from the elimination. He's such a good guy. I was so happy that I managed to beat you.
You sail good. You know, I did I guess mistakes, and you sail good, and.
But then the next elimination, it was a different story, right?
Yeah, so I start all the way from the first round. But after this, I'm going out to the water, and it was hard, you know, it was hard to swallow it. I was like, okay, fuck it, you fucked up, now everything is fucked up, now you have nothing to lose. I was watching the live stream of this elimination that I went out, and I'm like, man, I know I can do it, man. I can beat them. It's all of them. They are making some mistakes somewhere, you know. Just you focus on your sailing. Come on, you know how to sail good. You know you're already sailing good. Come on, let's go. You know you can do it.
Yeah.
Just find back the motivation. Find back the spirit and the way how you will do it and how you are doing usually. And I start from first elimination first. And from first round I finish first. Second round I finish first. Third round I finish first. Then you have semi I finish third or second, I don't know. And then in the final, I just managed to win it. And I remember, man, I jumped the first mark first. And then okay, all in, man. I was not. Then I realized I can do it, and I'm for it. I know it's stupid to say like, I'm for it. It's stupid to say, but I really felt comfortable. You know, I was not scared for 1 second. I was not doubting for 1 second. I just say, okay, now go full, man. I go full. Even if I'm first, I go full. I attack every bit water in front of me. I go full, and I was just going so really full as much as I can. Every I was like, fuck. Attacking full the mark.
So you're not taking it safe at all?
No, I was just going full. Not say you cannot go safe in final, man. Forget about this. You have to go full.
Did you have someone close behind you pushing?
I
you didn't even see.
I looked back, but I didn't care, man. I was just knew if I go full, it will be fine.
Yeah.
So I went full, and then after the third mark, I look back and I see, okay,
I'm good.
I'm good. I go now. I still attack, but I don't go like maximum attack. I attack.
Yeah.
And I was going, and I jibe. I was, going, still attacking, but I was not going like maximum attack because I was going full. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, okay, it's good. And then
when you crossed the finish line.
But yeah, then when I judged the first mark and when I said that I go maximum attack, I go full, I remember, man, I remember of all my friends at home that have been watching, that have been waiting for this moment, and I said myself, okay, I do it for them and I will fucking do it, man. There is no chance this thing slips now out of my hands. I was like, oh, I will do it, I have to do it. And yeah, and then I crossed the finish line, and as I crossed the finish line, I remember, man, all this struggle, man, going back home, so sad with 65 million bags on the airport, having shitty event. And then I remember my first PWA event in Alachat in 2012. I went there with my father, and I know, man, I was watching these people doing finals, flying, Benny, Antoine, Bjorn, like flying, doing finals, and I told myself, okay, one day I will do the same, and I want to do the same. And I didn't think it will take so long. I didn't think it will take so long. And
so how many years it took you to
so many efforts?
7 years?
Yeah, so from 2012 to 2019, 7 years. 7 years of, I think, hard work.
Yeah.
And like commitment. 2009, I did my first Croatian championship, and that I won. And from then on, I say, okay, I have to do it. I'm gonna do PWA, and it took me 10 years to win the final. So, yeah, after I crossed the finish line, I just couldn't take it, man. I was working all my life for it, and it was such an emotional thing,
Yeah.
I remember Arnie was saying me so many times, you can do it, man. You see, because Arnie, did it, so he knew you could do it. You have to believe you can do it. And yeah, then I go out, I see him out, we hugged, I cried, and yeah, I was cried. I was so happy, and I finally proved myself I can do it, and I learned what it takes to do it. And once you do it, you know how to repeat it again. And basically, in New Caledonia, I did it 2 more times, with a big smile on my face. I know second time I went in the field, but I'm like, fuck yes, now it will open, man. I start doing it, so I know I can do it. Now I have already 3 of them, it's amazing. To win 3, I have 3 bullets in PWA, so it's
Who did you call or message first after that bullet in Denmark?
I don't know.
Or that's how people start calling and messaging you?
Yeah, people start calling me. I try to stay calm and focus but it was the end of the day. But
Yeah.
I knew what I did, this hit, and I knew I was from then I was calm because I knew what I have to do tomorrow to save good again. And again tomorrow, next day I did the final. So yeah, it is how they say, you know, once you do it, you know how to do it, and you're able to do it again. But it's fucking hard to do it for the first time.
So it must. Yeah, I think this is definitely your best moment, like the most memorable one. in the
Yeah, and then
windsurfing.
of course after Denmark we go to New Caledonia. Before New Caledonia I was at home. I was doing a bit of wave sailing. I was like preparing New Caledonia good with my physio, with my fitness coach, and with my mental coach. Now I have kind of nice team. I have when I am at home, I have physio just for me. I have a personal coach for me. They're both really good guys. They work for the football club that I support. So it's also special connection and different connection. Yeah, I grew up going to the football games of this club, so it's nice. And then I have also a mental coach. So I have a kind of a team that works really good, really nice. I have a Nika that is fully supporting me and my family. So yeah. And then after Denmark, I went to New Caledonia, and I knew what I was doing the last two heats in Denmark, and for me it was just okay. I will do this in New Caledonia from the beginning. You know? Hey, fuck! First hit, first elimination in New Caledonia. I win it, man.
So you know it worked, huh?
Yeah. First, now I remember. First one in New Caledonia, I win it. And I'm like, fucking hell, you know. That was an 8.6 big board in Denmark was 7.8 medium. I'm like, fuck, it's nice. I knew that it would be hard to fight for the podium and all this because you fight, and I was not even thinking about okay, I fight to win. You know, I was like going hit by hit, good, trying to stay there, trying to stay steady, constant there, and on the end it came out as an amazing event for me. I finished fourth, and yeah, if you look the points, even the guy that finished fifth, Maciek, he had average of less point that he had in Denmark for third place, you know.
So it was super close.
You know, it was close, but I just wanted to say that you know I was there. This was sailing for the podium, but this time didn't happen, you know.
Huh.
So I know
It can happen in the next event.
yeah, for example, I had some really good points. You know, for example, I don't know if you look last day, I won the last day. It was totally in the shadow because, of course, they were fighting for the World Championship and Pierre World the World Championship, and there was a lot of stress on them. You know? So I had a chance and I managed to win the day. I did 3 finals in a row that day, and with I don't know, second, third, and fifth, you know, was like so good. But then also when you look, Maciek lead the event for first 2 days, you know, so. It's nice, you know. So it means that we can win the event if everything goes our way. Pierre, Matteo, Anton, they are really strong, and to beat them in long term of 6 days, 5 days, it will be fucking hard, and it will took us a bit more time, but I think eventually we will be able to do it. But for sure, if it's 2 days of sailing, 3 days of sailing in 6 days of event, you could do it, you know. And I felt this event, you could do it. They're amazing sailors, but you have to fight, you have to do your best, and you can do it. It's this some points when you look like this, it's amazing to watch. It's like you see, man, you see, I did it. If you look this, I fucking, you know, I'm there. I could do it, and then you start believing you can really do it. You know, what if New Caledonia was only 1 day of event and it was last day? You know, I would win the event. It's stupid to say like this, but you need to find the ways to make yourself believe you can do it. Yeah, and on the end, numbers are not lying. You know, and I'm quite happy how the season ended. You know, after all year long, I finished top 10, I finished 9. So it was amazing, and it was cool. It was good, and I just now have to focus to try to do what I learned. It works for me, and whatever comes out, I just focus on my sailing, on things I know it can work for me, and however it comes out, I don't care about the result. For result, I just care for my sailing. If I am happy with my sailing, if I'm happy how I perform, how I was focused, how I was prepared, and what everything comes out, it's good. We are really tight now in slalom, and it's really interesting to follow. So there is many good guys that are able to win eliminations, and on the end, the guy that is most consistent and that is there all the time will be the guy who will take it. Yeah, as I said, it was amazing, and also to like be in the final the last final that is counting for the world title, it was kind of amazing.
Which place did you finish in that one?
Second.
Second.
Magic first, I finished second. I don't know who was third.
Anyway, so the guys who were fighting for
Yeah, but-
championship were behind you.
Yeah, but I think also it was a big thing because I believe there was a huge load of stress on them.
Yeah.
So it's for sure they didn't approach how they will, because they didn't approach how maybe they would approach in the beginning of the season. I don't know, but I believe it was fucking stressful and hard for them.
A lot of
But
pressure.
on the end, they were already there once. So you know what I'm trying to say. It's, for example, if you take my example, how I win the first final, I was already there. Now I think I know how to do it again. And they were already in the fight for the title. So they
know
are
how it
already
feels.
there. They know how to fight for the title, how it feels, and how to win it. Because both of them they already win. So they have a big advantage if someone else comes and starts to fight with them.
Yeah.
So they didn't lose nothing, you know. People say, Matteo lost the title. He didn't lose nothing. This thing will help him in the future, for sure. He gain a lot in this situation, even if he loses the world title. You know, one guy has to win it. Fuck, you cannot use it. So always someone will lose, but on the end you don't lose. You learn a lot, you know. And if you take it that way, that you learn a lot and you try to think what you did wrong, next time you come stronger. And I'm sure Matteo, he will learn from this situation, because if he will look past every time when he had some situation that he could learn, he will learn it. You know, if you remember, like in New Caledonia, when he was not fanatic, he didn't, everything didn't end up well how he wanted, and he ended up like hurt, or he was sad a bit with himself because it didn't end up his way. But then next time he went his way, it means he learned something. So I think and I believe he didn't lose. You know, he learned many things that will help him in the future to fight for the world title. And whoever comes again, it will be hard for him. You know, even for example now the Jordi comes, or whoever comes to fight for the title, with two of them or three of them, if Antoine is still there, it will be hard. You know, and also how it doesn't matter how many. Like for example, Pierre and Matteo, they already fight. They were there. But Antoine is even more time there. You know, so even if it comes to fight, he still has a bit of advantage, mental advantage, because he did it
So many times.
more times than them. Yeah, but I think he said that soon he will retire. So now two guys to beat will be to Pierre and Matteo. You know? So yeah, it's
Still a
fun.
hard
It's
task.
cool. It's hard task and it's challenging task, but it's possible. It's possible, and yeah, on the end they are also persons like us. You know, they are not aliens. How they look on the water.
For me, sometimes they are, but
I know. I can't
but I
say
want to
nothing
learn more.
because my mental coach watches and he he will not be happy. But yeah, I respect them a lot. I think they're amazing. On the beach, I respect them a lot, and they are great athletes. And the level they are on, it's amazing. And there is many things I try to learn from them. But also, yeah, when you go in the water, you have to separate this thinking and this opinion, and you have to attack them. And they also know you will attack them. Huh? For example, when I train with Matteo, sometimes when I go hard, he's like, man, it's okay, I know you will go. You have to go. Also, when he's, for example, in the break, he has to go for it, man. He will not, it's Enrico, okay, I like this guy. No, man, he's
You're in
like,
the water,
he
it
wants
doesn't
to
matter.
eat you, he wants to bite you for the neck and shake it when he can, you know. So same with me when someone is, when I want to beat someone. It's normal, and it's, this is how it is on the water, and we know all it's like this. And out of the water is another story, you know. Like I say on the end, in the beginning, I don't know the windsurfer that is bad person. You know, they are all cool guys, and they are nice guys in some way, and there is many things to learn from each of them that I'm trying to do. You know. So yeah, but on the end, I also try to beat them, of course. But that's normal. It's not like that thing.
That's
we all
your
try.
job.
Yeah, this is our job, and we all try to beat each other, and it's fun. On the end, it's like small sport, and yeah, to train here together, it's also fun and crazy and insane. So yeah, I love our sport, and the community is really healthy.
Yeah, and moving from the good things to the bad things, what
Oh,
was your worst moment in competition? What is like just like the stupidest shit you did, or like something that really
I
hit
had
you hard?
many. 2016, I had a really bad year like fully. I was fully in crisis, like with myself. Should I keep doing it? Should I stop? Because I don't want to do it to be 25, 20, 15. I don't know, 35, 40. I don't want this, man. I want to be fight, and I want to fight for top. And back then, 2016, I couldn't do nothing. I was so bad, man. Everything was not working. I think we didn't have good boards, didn't have good sales. But on the end, Anton was fighting for top 5. This year, he finished top 5 in this year. So it means the year was not the best, because if Anton finished top 5 and next year he won, it means we had. But I had problems with my gear. I had problems with myself. Didn't know how to work, how to, I don't know, how to live with this, and how to watch to all this situation from my point of view,
So it was like psychologically hard year.
Psychologically it was fucking hard, and people were beating me that I couldn't believe that they're beating me. For myself, was my problem. They were good and they were doing some stuff good. I was doing the bad, and I was focusing on stupid things, on why they're beating me. I was focusing on it and not on the thing how I should get better. So yeah, it was really, really hard year. But I went somehow through it. I was fighting through it, and it was fucking hard to not give up at that moment. Because I was last, I was collecting the marks.
Collecting the marks, that's the best saying.
The guy that goes last, he collects the marks. Because he's less. I was collecting them.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah. So then I realized I have to do something different. I have to do something different, and I knew I could do things good. Because also I knew I can, if it comes to that I'm able to fight and to win, I could do it, but you have to come to be able, you have to come to the skill, to the speed, to be able to fight. Because I already proved myself when I'm the group of my skill and we are more or less close, I could do it, I won the IFCA 2014, I won some Euro Cups before, and I feel I could do it. But I had to improve myself a lot, my approach, my opinion of how my sailing looks and how it actually is. And I started working with my mental coach in 2016 in Denmark. I went totally, like, I said, okay, now it's enough. I try to find the solution, and when event in Denmark finish, even if I finish shit and then last, I still stay for 5 days after the event with Anton to test new sails. And everybody goes home in the van full of this cold and sand. They go home, we stay to test. And he won the event and he stayed to test. So
it shows how much hard work you need to put in this work.
Yeah, he's big example. Yeah. So basically, then I realized, okay, I want to do something different, and I started working with my coach, and I had planned to go to Tenerife to train hard, to try to make it better. And
we all know that 2016 year was just like a big learning experience.
Yeah, it was shit.
It was shit.
And then 2017 I had planned, like, I will go to Tenerife to train, but then Robert said, look, Enrico, you have to come to Maui to help us, because this is the only way I can help you, because no one, I stay without sponsors for boards. I was in R&D, and they say, okay, we cannot help you. Then I was pushing another commander, arranged me one set for testing. Then one set I got to use it. So I had 2 sets. I mean, you have to have a minimum these 2 sets. I think I even have 198 and 2 medium, 2 big. You have to have this in the time that we put on the water. It's minimum. So somehow I managed to collect this, but I had no sponsors, and I was basically supporting them, because I was doing next year all the events and I was doing quite good. So I was sponsoring RD. I told them on them, because they took me all my boards and everything when I leave. But it doesn't matter. But it was hard because I had to find myself. And then Robert stood up. He really helped me, because Marco is a really cool guy, and I'm with him for years. But he said, look, Enrico, at the moment it's hard. The brand is hard. Like brand, we will try to find a way to make it work, and then Robert actually he arranged me the set of sails. You know, I had one set of sails I remember, and then he gave me also I think 186 and 178 somehow, so I can train on these sails. And he helped me a lot. Marco and Robert, they find a way how to somehow keep me. And yeah, I had to go to Maui to work and to help. I was not able to go to Tenerife because in Maui they were like paying me, and this gear that they were giving me so I can test there and
help them.
Yeah, help to develop them, and they were amazing. They stood up, and I was really. I was thinking, how the fuck they will like support me, man. There is no reason to support me, and that less, you know. And also my mental coach first year he worked for free full because I don't know, I went to him and I wanted to try option, but he realized that maybe we can do it together, make it work, and he stand up and he decides to help me, which is also amazing. And somehow we start, you know, we had approach how I will approach to every training, because I didn't have trainer, you know, so I had to train myself. So we create, like, we were working a lot on my head, on my attitude, on everything, how I will approach the training, how I will analyze the training, how I will try to place to improve. We try to find the weakest point of my sailing, and then you have you have two options: try to find the weakest one and make it really, really fucking good, or try to find the weakest one and make it somewhere where is around your own skill, and then take another weakness. But I decided to take my weakest one and break the hell out of my weakest one, you know. Back then we choose like the jibing as a bad one, and we were working a lot on my jibing, on my gliding through the jibe, on my choosing my lines, on analyzing the training and how to get better. And on the end, I think we did quite okay job, because now in New Caledonia I had like 5 overtakes from 5th to 4th. No,
So
and some of them
4
was
years
on God.
later it pays off, huh?
Yeah,
4 years later after you start training on that.
Yeah, 4 years after I started really training on that, and it was on some guys that are driving good, you know. So I was really happy about it. But what I wanted to say, it took time, you know. And then in 2017 I was in Maui. We were training hard and putting a lot of effort. And then the season started, and this season I managed to do my first winter finals. I managed to have some good events. Then Ferta I finished like, I don't know, 14. Then Denmark I finished 12 or 13. Then Silt I finished 9. And then I end up going to New Caledonia as a 14 and fighting to be top 16. On the end up I end up 17. 2017, yeah, I started to slowly building up and doing better and better. And then 2018 I had a nice support from Milpride, from JP, and I came to Tenerife. I trained a lot. I feel really ready for the season. And then basically in Portugal I broke my leg. And
yeah, actually let's talk about that, because I wanted to talk about injuries and if you had, and I think this is probably like one of the worst injury in your career, no?
No, I was run over by a boat. That was worst.
What? You were run over by a boat?
Yes. I broke
what happened?
2012, 11. I broke all the ribs. This lopat. How you say
the shoulder blade?
Yeah, shoulder blade. Many ribs. I had like 55, 60, 70 stitches. I don't know.
But
the
like
propeller
how?
went from this to this.
But where did it happen? It sounds like an interesting story.
It is, but man, I got all creaky when I remember it, man. Fuck. It's bad, man. It's shit. I was young and stupid as fuck, and I did mistakes.
Was it windsurfing accident or?
I kind of, yeah, but it's my fault. But doesn't matter. I was just stupid, and I was not thinking about it, and it was mistake that almost cost me. Like, I don't know. You could think dark way or good way, but I'm happy how it ended up, and yeah, I was able to come soon on the board, so it was all good. And yeah, in Portugal I broke the ankle. I had like one time I had 15 stitches on my heel from the fin. But yeah, this.
Okay, so just walk us through what happened in Portugal.
In Portugal,
what conditions
it
were?
Was 5'2" full.
So like 40 knots?
Yeah, 45. I think on GPS I was going 38 knots, and I think 37. We were going really, really fast in Portugal. And basically I took off, and my back foot went out, front stay in, the board landed like this, straight like this in the water, foot was still in, and I fell over the sail with the foot in full straight.
Wow.
So yeah, then I broke the leg and ankle.
So your ankle had a breakage, like on the bone?
The bone was okay. I just break the tendons, the ligaments, stuff like this, the soft stuffs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went home. Was working a lot at home to make it work, to make it fix it. And 1.5 months or 2 months later, I went for my first event to Eurocup to bowl to check how everything is, and it was painful as fuck. But yeah, I managed to win the Eurocup.
But you still won it.
Yeah, Maciek was there, and we were fighting. We were fighting, and it was good. But yeah, I managed to win it. And it was painful, but yeah, I sailed good, and I was so hungry for sailing, so fucking hungry to sail that yeah, I managed to be good. And then I went home, and again at home I worked on my foot, I trained my foot, and I was getting ready for Denmark. And yeah, I come to Denmark, and I managed
For the IFCA World Championships,
and I managed, and I managed to win. This was really good for Neil Pride, for JP, and again I get okay contract for next year. And yeah, next year was this 2019 that I did quite okay. And that's it. Now we see what happens to 2020. Hopefully we will have the season because of all this situation in the world.
So yeah, this season 2020, we see if we will have season, depends on the situation in the world. That is disaster at the moment, and it's really bad. I just hope it will not affect the economic side of it, and we will be able to run event. There will be sponsors to run it, but we see how everything will be. And anyway, when it comes to racing, I will just try to sail on my level, do my best, and we see. I just hope I will be able to fight, and yeah, it will be fun, and it will be interesting and challenging, that's for sure.
Yeah. And you mentioned your girlfriend Nika a few times, who's supporting you a lot during all the races. So is she a windsurfer herself? And did you get her into windsurfing? What happened there? Tell us.
We met each other first time on my home spot in Optimist. She was in another club.
Rival club?
We hated this club, man.
So you were trying to beat her?
Yeah, she was really fast in lightning because she was like 25 kilos, I think. I don't know.
She was not as fat as you.
Yeah, I was too big for Optimist. Couldn't go under the pool. No, I'm joking. I couldn't go. But yeah, first time I saw her there, and then yeah, it was cool. We trained a few times together, but we were still kids, didn't notice each other. You know? And then we went together in the high school. And then after the high school, in the college, somehow we end up together, and it's a long story, making it short. And then I teach her how to windsurf, taught her.
So she only started windsurfing when you guys started dating?
Yeah.
So she wasn't one of those cool kids who went from sailing into windsurfing?
I made her cool.
You made her cool. She is watching, by the way, behind the camera with an angry look on her face.
Yeah, but on the end she ended up in being good windsurfer. You know, she knows. We have a windsurfing center at home that she's fully running. You know, this summer she had over like 115 people in the windsurfing school taking the full classes, and she ended up having like 13 to 15 people that buy their own gear after 1 year, you know.
So she's not only a good windsurfing teacher, but also a salesman.
She produces a windsurfers.
Yeah.
She did. I was really proud of that, of her, and of a windsurfing center, because it's not easy to produce 15 new windsurfers, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And kind of we did it. You know, she did it, and they buy the gear. Now they are selling at our home spot. They became one of us, you know. So which is really amazing, and I'm really proud of this, you know, because windsurfing gave me so much, and my home sport gave me so much, and now slowly I'm giving back to the sport. And for me it's really nice to see these 13-15 people. It's same as you win some event, you know, because on the end it's like you help them do it. Okay, of course it's their will, it's their energy, it's their effort, but also our ones, you know. And to see it, it's amazing, you know. I think 13-15 people for a small place like we are, it's big number, you know. This is all local people, and now their parking is getting too small.
So your windsurfing center, is that like the one thing that you are focused on besides your windsurfing career at the moment on?
At the moment, yes. Like last year we started just to see how it will be, and it came out that this we want to do. You know, we want to make it really good and really good quality. So this year we have a town is supporting us. They wanted to see windsurfing center in our place, so we will try to make it even bigger. We are organizing to have like 5 to 6 windsurfing clinics. I will be running the clinics, and Nika will be running the schools, the windsurfing lessons, renting, and this kind of stuff. Yeah, as my place is, I think my place is really good for family windsurfing, and I can explain why. Because if father is windsurfing, he goes windsurf in the morning, he comes back to the hotel at 9, he eats breakfast with wife and the kids, and then they go together to the beach. So basically father can have 2.5 hours, 3 hours of windsurfing and still be able to do all the activities with family. You know, it will not be situation where father will go windsurf all afternoon and mom will be pissed off on father because
that's
he's
quite
not.
a typical situation everywhere, right?
This is not.
Father windsurfing, not mother.
Okay, mother can windsurf also. Doesn't matter. Then father will not be pissed off. So point is that this is typical situation. Try to find a way how to make it work for the families that they are all together and parents or mom still are windsurfing.
Yeah.
So you will be able to come to windsurfing in the morning, and then you go to the hotel for the breakfast with your family, kids, and then you have entire day with your family to spend it together to have some quality time. And then we are also thinking really a lot about what to do during the day, you know, because
so that families have activity
Yes.
during the day as well.
Perfect. So we don't want to make it just you come, you windsurf, bye, go. We will try to find them occupation what to do during the day. So we will have a boat to rent at our center that you can rent a boat and you can go to many locations around our hometown, like the islands. You have Island Stress, Island Kirk. You have you can go through the coast of Istria, like to make them some activities to do. Then we will have a SUP to rent. We will have SUP yoga. We will have kayak. We will have SUP tours. We will have a SUP football. When you go with SUP and you have this ball. So we will try to find many activities what to do during the day. You know. Then in the evening we will be also windsurfing school with the lighter wind for your kids. There will be many stuff that you could actually do, and you can have quality summer with your family and still windsurf and no one gets mad. Because this is why I realized when I go to, for example, Garda, first it's too crowded. People they want something else also. I love the place, but it's just being too crowded, you know. And when I go to Malcesine, there is 300 people sailing, and when you go afternoon to Conca, to Ora, there is 150 people sailing.
Yeah.
So it's more people sailing in the morning than afternoon. And this is really simple explanation, because afternoon they want to be with the family, you know?
Yeah.
Because they are not all pro like us that we go afternoon because we have all day just to windsurf. They have a group of people around them. They have to make happy too, you know. It's it's not just about themselves.
Yeah.
So this is why I see my spot working, because it's sunrise sailing. It's really beautiful. You can sail, do your stuff, have fun, and then you have all day with your family. And we will try to take care that they have something to do. We are making the.
So
we
it's
are
like
in
a
the
windsurfing
process.
holiday
Yes,
destination,
yes,
right?
we are making the process. We want to make windsurf holiday destination. You windsurf in the morning. You have a break in the hotel. You come to our center. You rent a boat. You go around the other islands, and stuff like this we want to do. And I think it will take years, like with my jiving, but eventually I'm sure we will do it. We just have to work hard, not to want it that it's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just
Do you have like a
long-term
website
process.
or a Facebook page that people can check it out if they want to perhaps come and visit your center in the summer?
Yeah, Nika is working fully on this. We have a website that is it's getting built, and we are like working with a tourist agency. But now situation is in the world how it is at the moment, so everything got a bit stopped. But yeah, we are working on web page. We are working on our new windsurfing center on the beach. We will have how we want to look it. It will be ready for the summer. We will have some slalom gear. We will have some freeride gear. We will have fully beginner gears, SUP, kayaks, like what I already said before, we want to make it like a destination to have fun with the family. Windsurfing will be there, you will windsurf, but it's not the main priority. The priority is that you have all day fun with your family, and everybody happy on that.
We'll put the link for all the information in description so you can check it out and visit the center.
Yeah, and you can come to one of the clinics. I will be organizing like six clinics where will be slalom, free ride, foil, speed, jiving, many other things. And I learned from my coach how to learn something, how to approach, how to have the right attitude. So last year I had a windsurfing clinic end of the year just to see how I can do it and what people are really interested in. And I came out with some new ideas how I want to do it for this season. But the point is that people were super happy. They improve a lot. This was for me the best point. There is many riders around the world that I don't know. For example, they buy fin for 400 euros, which is good. I also do. But point is that I managed to improve these people much more than fin from 400 euro. And clinic cost only 200, 150, 250, depends which one. But the point is that I improved them much more than this fin.
Yeah.
And point is that is worth it.
That's a good investment.
It's an investment. And also, for example, when I realized I want to do clinic, I went to other clinics. For example, I did one clinic for motor driving on the circuit, and I saw their approach, what they say, how they learn people. Then I do one clinic for automoto. You also learn. So I try to see how they are doing it, invest a bit in myself, and try to understand how they do something that I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, not at all. Like these people, they will understand something, but like I understand something about this, but not even close like they do. So I try to understand how to approach. And the point is that I managed to improve them really a lot, and I was super happy about this. They were super happy, and they were all saying that it's worth it. They like it, and that they will come again.
Yeah.
So people should. I think the clinics are really good way to also give something back to windsurfing and to want to help people who wants to learn and who wants to get better, and it's not a problem for them to invest in themselves. Because on the end, when I see how many time needed me to learn something and how much effort I put, how much money I put, and all these things, then it was no easier to pay someone to tell So
True.
I support people to go to any kind of clinic. It doesn't matter even if it's mine or anyone. If you really improve, if you want to do a few steps faster, this is the way to do it. I know it costs money, but it works. It's how it goes.
Yeah. Cool. And let's say in 10 years, do you see yourself still competing on the tour, just like running your center in the clinics, or what do you think will happen?
It's a tough question.
It is. That's why it's the last question.
Yeah, I go step by step, day by day, my small goals by my small goals. But if I will be able to fight for the title, for sure, yes. But if I will not be able to fight the title, I think I will not be competing still in PWA till then. I will try for a few more years to see if I can really fight for the title. When I can fight, I will definitely try to do it. But if I see it's not possible, I like to be really productive, and I like to be efficient and to do something good. And maybe there is some other ways how I can be more productive for my family, for me, for my kids, if I will have them. So you never know, like for example, Luca Arnon, he has his own board brand, maybe something like this will happen. You never know what will happen and how it will go. For sure, I want to stay in windsurfing. For sure, I want to, but I'm 100% sure I want to grow my windsurfing center, and I want to give opportunity to kids in my region, my town, to be able to windsurf, because I was lucky to be able to windsurf. There's many people and many kids that are not able to windsurf. And I want to give them this opportunity to have a windsurfing center to come, to have a place to start. After windsurfing center, we will put you in the club. This is my goal. I will always be in windsurfing and always be helping windsurfing growing. But I don't know from which side or which way. My father also has a civil engineering company. I finished civil engineering, since I was young, I was watching all these guys climbing and working, and I have to admit it, it's also my big call. One day I want to maybe work there, but for sure, even if I work there, I will have windsurfing center, running it, helping it. And why? Maybe I will be more able to help kids and to windsurf if I will work in my father company. Maybe it will be easier. Maybe the center will be able just to run it to help the kids, not to, because now at this point it's also helping me doing my career and fighting for a result, because now everything I have I invest in myself. I invest in fins, in mast, in boards, in everything. You take as much care as you can to be fast as you can. So all the wrestlers that I have, I just invest in windsurfing in the moment to perform good. Nika also knows. I told her, if we go in a windsurfing center, priority now is still my career. It's not selfish. It's just like this. If I do good there, the center will be doing good. And if it becomes the point that my career is weight on everything, like, I don't know, heat comes or whatever, then I will start to think about other ways, how I can be more productive. But for sure, I want to stay in windsurfing as much as I can. I want to enjoy it. But yeah, I'm not scared of work. I love to work, and whatever it happens, I will think I will manage to find a way, because yeah, as I say, I like to work, and whatever it comes, it's okay for me. I'm not scared. It's fun. It's good.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for taking time out from your busy schedule nowadays.
I think I took you the time. I was the one talking all the time. You didn't expect I will speak so much.
That's how the podcasts are supposed to go. I think.
I don't know. I hope the people will be not bored, and they will be interesting in listening. So yeah, I know I speak a lot. But
cool.
Yeah, hopefully
Awesome.
I wanted to make it interesting for the people to watch and for you, and I really do hope your podcast will succeed, because there is many people I want to heard some stories.
Yeah.
And also you guys, if you are interested in, I think in the future you should let know people who you will interview.
Yeah.
And they can maybe ask some questions, so you can read some questions
That's
from
a
some
good idea.
people.
Yeah.
You choose some.
Okay, actually, so the plan is for the following week to have Matteo Iachino on this podcast. He still doesn't know about it, but he will. he will now. So if you have any questions for him, drop them in the comments, and we'll ask them to him.
And who donates more money for your podcast has a priority.
Exactly. So many good ideas from Enrico. Awesome. Cool.
Maybe I watch too many podcasts.
See you next time.